Hey there guys, it's Red Steel Live here and we're back with another episode of Satisfactory. Now, a few things have happened since the last episode. That is, mainly there's been a live stream that I did, and it was, well, two actually, quite a few hours in which there were a few hiccups, and that includes fixing a bunch of things with the power, with the oil down the far end over there. Down below on that side, and we've added in a couple of more tidbits like that manufacturer over there. It's just using a bit of overflow from everything down the far end there to create some computers, and just so we can unlock a few things. And there has been a slug and hard drive hunt. And talking about hard drives, where is the MAM again? We should have the first hard drive analyzed by now. Yeah, we do. Look at that. Let's see what will be handy. Iron wire is probably not a bad thing. This just seems incredibly expensive to use oil to create rubber, to combine it with that to create cable. I mean, it is a lot of cable a minute, granted, but is that really worth it? I don't think so. So this it's a weird combination, but let's go with iron wire. So this was one of the hard drives that we collected during that live stream, and as you can see on the right here, we still have 13 hard drives left, and we had like 40 odd green slugs, 15 yellow ones, and about 10 or 15 purple ones. So as you can see, we have 109 what are they called again? Things. Shards. Power shards. It was just an insane amount. Had to dump a few things as well to collect more guts of aliens. And we got some SAM ore as well. Can't use it yet, so it's gonna go in the box. As currently it's useless, and we're gonna dump those in there as well. Same with those, apart from one. We get that in there and get that going. And yeah, I did create a small little factory that I want to show you guys. It's a wee little factory to create biomass, and actually to create liquid biofuel. And the reason we want that is if and when we go out on hard drive hunts, some of those hard drive containers need power, and you can't really bring a coal generator anymore like you used to and just dump some coal, and in the end there you go, you have power. That doesn't work anymore because they also need water. So what we've got now is yeah, this is the in and this is the out. Can we actually this will do. Hey, what? Yoink. Ah, right. Yeah, so now we have that amount of biofuel. It's not exactly a lot, but we can just dump in anything we want like that. Hang on, not those. Did a few anyway, and those might as well. Why did I actually have those? Oh right, best to keep a few for the chainsaw. But yeah, any moment now we should start seeing biofuel coming out of this, because we are feeding into this below here. Any of our organics just over here, and we've got a little water pipe coming out, and we've got plastic containers coming in from that little setup there that creates fuel. So any minute now we should start seeing some fuel. This is going well, guys. This is going terribly well. Maybe it just takes longer because we have to synthesize liquid fuel or something. Oh, yep, no, that went in. There we go. Whoo! There we go. So I didn't screw up. good. So yeah, and we've also increased the capacity of the what's it called, the plastic, because we had 3 refineries there not doing a thing. So I've overclocked the oil weld things down the back there, and got those 3 at the end there to create plastic for us. And as you can see, it has the fuel coming out, and that just goes over there to a bunch of storage tanks, which we should probably empty by now because we're not doing anything with them. They are just there, and the plastic comes out and just folds back. So it just goes up there and just folds back over and goes around and joins there in the merger. So we have storage there, and this one's backed up to create plastic containers, so that's good. And this one appears to be backed up as well. Oh, this one's still working. Oh right, we have a shortage of circuit boards because that takes 25 a minute, and this thing is only making 7.5 a minute. And that's pretty much the only production we have of those. So might need to reduce the computer production by like 80%. If reduced by 80%, we should be stockpiling 2.5 per minute. We probably want to do that actually. And the reason we want to do that is so that we actually have circuit boards available at some point when we need them. And believe me, at some points we do need them, which is currently still a bit annoying, but we'll get there. So, oh yes, no, that factory, I needed to show you guys, because that one's pretty cool. Yeah, that's just a bit of screw production for the computers there, and yeah. Then we have this little factory over here. And I've managed to contain it, right? It's just it's very contained within. We've got 1 input, 1 output, so to speak, as we do have the plastic container input and we do have the water input as well, but we don't need to do anything for those, they are just there. It's just those that create fuel if and when we need anything. And in here we have 2 refineries, 1 to package biofuel, 1 to create biofuel, and that's a whole bunch of constructors. The top 5 they just take any of the types of biofuel sources like leaves, wood, anything, and the bottom 2 here they take biomass and they turn that into solid biomass, and that goes into here, combined with water, makes fuel, and then the fuel combined with the packaging makes packaged fuel. And the reason this works is we have that line coming in down the bottom there, and gas comes in here, and then the first thing we do is we just check if there's any biomass in it. Everything is done with smart splitters in here, so we just have sensor output, which we have coming in there. Sensor output is the one on your left here, and we just have anything undefined going there, and then we have the biomass coming out on the left, which is just here, and that gets split amongst these 2 because it takes a lot of biomass to make 1 biofuel part. So we take 8 biomass makes 4 parts. Yeah, so there's that. And then that one goes up, and it just snakes upward. That's a splitter as well, and I think it takes leaves or something, and then that's a smart splitter as well, and it just takes off the wood. Then we have 1 there and just takes off whatever is next. And you can't really overflow it that way. Then it will just back up along the track, so to speak. But that's fine. Yep, and then we have, if there's anything left over, we have that line over there. That's the last line coming out. If there's anything there that's not been defined, that just goes here, goes along the back here, at the top here, and then comes out the side, and we just dump it. Simply as that. As simple as that. And put it there with a merger so we can attach anything else we want to. Might want to attach the plastic actually, because somehow we've managed to back that up. we go. Definitely not the most elegant of ideas that I've had so far, but no, it's gonna create quite a bit of coupons. Yeah, oh yes, and we need to flush that. Because we have this here, just a couple of giant storage tanks. Once they're full, the plastic production pretty much just stops. At least it does of those 3 dedicated to plastic ones. So we have those here. That one, this one, this one. They just take oil, like I think it's 180, oh no, 90 total. So they have one dedicated line. Oh yes, no, it's an normal impure node, giving 60, and that just goes in there in those 2, and then that one had a bit spare. I think it had 30 spare. Hang on, how much we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then hang on, we got 5 additional ones for creating plastic. That's right. Because that line is a dedicated. This one is a 300 full pipe worth of oil line deal thing. Yeah, that's the word. It's a normal node and it's overclocked until 300, so max pipe capacity. And yeah, we've got a bit more fuel generators as well down to the end there now, because well, we ran out of power, which sucked. I was just about to leave on that mission for the slug hunt and everything turned off. I do wonder how much we got left at the end here though. Appears to be quite good. Oh, 9 meters. 9 cubic meters flow rate, 0 flow rate. Yeah. So that one's probably not running at 100%. Let's check. No, 50%. And if we check this one, it should be all running at the same. Yep. Which might mean that if we start using a bit more power, that we might see a drop. If these at the front start using more power, or start generating more power, start running at 100%, we might not have enough fuel to last all the way back there through the pipe. Food for thought. Yeah, this one's just full. Just got normal fuel in it. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's happened. And I still want to paint that thing green. That's something that needs to happen. Yeah, that's it really. And well, what's up for this episode? Well, if you liked what I've done so far, do leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. And this episode, we've got a whole bunch of construction lines for all kinds of things iron down the back here. And as you can see, we're standing on one now, output of one. It's modular frames. And yes, right there. That one's creating reinforced concrete plates. Not very efficiently, I might add. Well, the line itself is efficient, but you know, we're transporting screws quite a long way, as in all that distance. And they're coming over here, and I've sort of mismatched and mashed them all together with a whole lot of mergers and splitters and everything to get overflows sort of working properly. It's not at all proper, to be honest. Better seen from this side. Let's see. Yeah, we've got screws coming in. Yeah, that line over there. They just come in here. They get split. One goes in there, and that one just goes there. It's in between this and joins in there through another splitter. And then that one comes out and goes into there, which is another merger, which then goes into the splitter, and that merger is joined with that. And then we do the same again here, where we have another merged line. So yeah, it's not very efficient, but it works. And then we have a whole lot of stuff going into the dump, really. Oh. And well, that's actually with the plastic. Here we go. We're at 3,500 a minute. We're up to 20,000 a minute. That's quite a difference. 8 coupons available. Might as well. Yeah, so there's all that. Now you're all caught up. And yeah, what I was thinking of doing this episode is pretty much grab all of the screw production here and all of this reinforced plate production here, and we go and take that upstairs through here. And the current thinking is this is taking a while, it's a long way to go, is up there. Wow, up there. Because up there we still have nothing, and thus it's available. And it is sort of nice to keep all of the steel, well, not steel, iron production things in one location. Anyway, that was my thinking anyway. So then again, things might change, because right now we should be able to have ouch, have a look at this wee machine. The hard drive has disappeared, so we can choose something else. So look at that. That is something I want. 'Cause currently we're using a manufacturer to do this, which is very not cool. We might want that later as well. I actually don't know if we do. Let's get that one first, because that one's a bit of a pain. I mean, look at that. Crystal oscillators, they are quite a pain in and of by themselves. You have to use a manufacturer. But currently, these require 4 items, so they must be done in the manufacturer, and this would reduce it to simply an assembler, which is awesome. And this might actually also be a very good one. Steel frame using the pipes, but then again, we don't have enough steel production to do that yet. Actually, we don't have crystal oscillator production. So there is that. Which is actually more likely to be done first. This one, I think. Would actually be worth it probably, because we've got a line of like 9 things making them. But then again, say 3 minutes, so using this would take a full minute, which means that to get a line of 9 assemblers running, we would need 90 pipes a minute. They are made at 15 pipes per constructor per minute, which comes to 6. We'd need 6 constructors making pipes to power 9 of these. We don't have crystal oscillators. But I don't know if this would come along quickly again for the next hardware. We'll go with this one first, because that one currently takes an assembler, and this one reduces a manufacturer to an assembler, so that's a definite big win. So we'll go with that one. And we'll dump in the new one. Right. That is going. Next up, yeah, I think... first up, let's get that floor kind of ready, right? Something we need to do is figure out what the width will be of the floor that we need when we start putting what are they called again? Assemblers in there. And also we need to have like this over here, which means that we're gonna want to have And that one can get out as well. How do we do it on the other building? Yeah, so we have the horizontal walkways in the middle and up and down floor level differences close to it. So this actually works out. So we get that to go on that. And then we fall off. Whoa. Yep. Alright, so there's that, and then we don't need that one or this one. In fact, we don't need that either. Let's see though, we do want that one. No, we want it there. Yep. And we don't want it here. Should we just leave that this railing? Adds a nice little touch, I think. Maybe not, but we'll decide later. And this one. Oh, we didn't do pillar there either. Oh, that is bad. Must fix. How high is this one? Just one. Pillar up top. There we go. Much better. Now, what we need to find out is if and when. So we're gonna need organization, a ramp. This is most likely gonna be this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it doesn't line up, does it? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, hang on, and I started there, so 11. It should line up. Oh well, we'll figure that out later. And let's get that one in so we don't run up and fall off. Yeah, so what we need to figure out is, first we're going to need screws, right? We're going to need screws to handle one of the requirements for reinforced steel plates. So I'm just going to assume that we're going to be able to do everything with 9 of them. So that's 1, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, damn it, 8, 9. Out of things, and that also takes plates. Alright. Alright, let's, I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. So, in the meantime, I've made sure that that is 9. As you see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, I actually hadn't checked, so that's a good thing that I just did now. And yeah, we got the walkways fixed. Had to move them over just one, and we walk down that way to the copper factory just to check how I done it there. And yeah, it was just to have them over one, and then they start there next to the first window. And in this case, I thought, you know, we're gonna drag that out a little bit because we have a walkway over there to our hub. So it's a bit of an exception, but it looks nice. So that's good. And yeah, we can just have this there, and there should be, you know, one here that goes down, and there is, and there should be one on this side, which there isn't, and that's because the ramp is there, is in the way currently, as it stands. But and it's the wrong way around because it should be in the middle facing the other way. So we'll get around to that, but currently that's all a bit bugged for us because of the coupon awesome grinder machine, which is very much in the way. So we can't really do too much about that. However, we can now have a quick look-see to see if we can fit 9 assemblers in here. And I have a feeling we can't, because they are ever so slightly wider than a constructor, as you'll see just here. They are slightly wider, which means they're not going to fit, which means we need to find some kind of a clever solution to make sure that we can fit them in. And we could do something along the lines of, well, you know, why don't you just grab the middle constructor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this one here, and just place it just right in the middle, like so. Corrosion clearance, alright. Like so. I should have also grabbed rotors, I see. And then just have them go along like this, like 1, 2, 3, and then, you know, one more, and then as you can see, it's gonna fit precisely with, oh, actually it's not even gonna fit precisely with the wall. It's going to go over by 2 ticks. So even that won't do. Yeah, so yeah, we need to find a solution for that. And I was thinking, how bad would it be if we just do this? And yoink. And if we do this on either side, you can see the edge, this ledge here, of where the walls of the floor below are sticking through the foundation. And well, what if we have just move over one, and we do that on this side as well as on that side? I mean, then if we grab the middle one, say 2, 4, 5, this one here, and we have it precisely in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'd have the wall here, and we'd still have a bit of space here, which we can use for belt management. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work with this, with mounted belts, ceiling mounted belts. Let's have a quick look. 1, 2, 3. I'm actually not sure if that's enough either. Oh, hello. Oh no, 3 fits above. Okay, so that's good. But this won't fit there because that. We can fit it here, right? No? So we'd have to figure that out, do some math to figure out, say if we put this on reinforced plates and put that on screws. We're gonna use the alternate screw, so we don't have to use rods, which makes it that we can use less constructors by about a factor of 25%. So that's pretty much already worth it. And then we actually don't need 2 rows of constructors to convert that into a rod and a rod into a screw, because 1 rod makes 4 and this is 5 for 20, which means that 1 iron ingot becomes 4 screws anyway, saving us power and machines and space and time building it. Yes, yeah, so that's 50, right? 50 a minute? Yep, 50 a minute. This will require 60 a minute, meaning that every 5 of these, happenstance these 5, would be requiring 6 of these constructors to run at 100% for screws, and then we'd still need iron plates. Actually, I don't think it would be too bad to... Well, no, actually we need more. Best do that. This is a long way down, I think. Yeah, it could be worse. I expected further. Yeah, no, yeah, because we got the modular frame production to consider as well, which is currently taking up, I think, 7 reinforced plate productions. We didn't grab the alternate recipe, right? No. Might have it now, actually. Yoink. Oops, missed it. Another one for computers, but it requires manufacturing again. So that's a big nope. Deuterium wire, freeing up copper, and or rotors using copper sheets. Notice that there's a lot more things, and we've seen a few of these alternate recipes now, and in each one there's been one that uses copper sheets. Deuterium wire though, that seems crazy expensive because there's a fair amount of copper, but there's not a fair amount of deuterium in this world. So the best one here, I think, will be the copper rotor. Let's go with that. Get the next one in. Yeah, so let me, I'll be right back. I'll hash out a calculation for what will be optimum for what we've got. So if we were to replace, so we've got here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's actually blinking. And the last two are blinking. We have 7 assemblers making reinforced iron plates, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 assemblers in distance there making modular frames. Meaning to replace this wouldn't be too much of a hassle. We could do it with the 9 constructors we have up there, power 7.5 assemblers with the amount of screws that that produces, which is the same, is pretty much as what we got down here. And then we could have another row of assemblers like we have in the distance to create our modular frames, and we just need to feed in iron rods, which we have across the way because we have the iron rod factory specifically for that there. And we need to feed in iron sheets. But that's no problem either, because we can just expand the iron sheet production, which we got on that floor? I think so. I think it's that floor. So, quick math. I want to at least, because we're going to need reinforced iron plates probably at some point again in the future, and the recipe for modular frames might change with an alternate recipe, I think. Yeah, it should, because we had the option before to use reinforced iron plates and steel pipes for steel frames. Right, let's focus on just this, and let's create a solid production of just reinforced iron plates. How much do we want though? Because these are creating 5 a minute, if I'm not mistaken. 5 a minute. And if we're using let's say if we had 5 required 6. 5 assemblers of these required 6 constructors for screws. If we were to do it along those lines, it would be an easy production line to create. Because we could create that times 2. So we'd have 2 times 6 constructors, 2 times 5 assemblers. And that would end up being a production of 50 of these sheets a minute, plates. 50 of these plates a minute. I'm thinking I want it 3 times actually. Would that be a bad thing? I don't know, let's check that. Just had a thought that might be a thing for this. Let's check that. If we put that on alternate screws, it's going to take 12. Oh, it's only 12.5 ingots a minute. Right, so if we have we have a requirement of 18. 18 of these to power 15 of the assemblers. That would end up being calculator. What is 18 times 12.5? 225. That's not too bad, actually. But that's just that, and then we still need the sheets. We're starting to get into big numbers, but that's fine. We're gonna do that. Let me just create a layout, and I will be right back with that. Alright, now I think I've got it fleshed out a little bit. I've taken off the sides that I put on earlier, and I've come to pretty much just grab 6 and stick them in the middle. Instead of the 9 that we have down here, we've got 6 up here, and a 6 feed 5. I figured out that if you grab these 6 and you have to feed screws to there, that the second and fourth one line up perfectly with inputs of the assemblers. If you have the middle of the middle one, so the third assembler, if you have its center set lined up with the gap between the third and fourth one of the 6, and that one line up perfectly, which means you can merge the screw output into that middle one, and then you can split it again over there and to that side, and then merge for the middle one, because they both sides create 150 on that side, and each one of those what was it again? Needs 60. Yeah. So that's 60, 120, and then half makes 150. So this way you have to merge that one. And then it just lines up perfectly. And then the only thing that's left is to actually wall this in and feed it with iron plates. And this is where it gets tricky, because they take 30 iron plates each, which means that each one of these lines of 5 comes to 150. Now we're using tier 3 belts, Mark 3 belts everywhere, which means that we can transport a maximum of 270, which means that we can't feed like the 10th of these things with iron plates. So, iron sheets, whatever it is called. Yeah, of these by accident, they happen to be here. Which means that there's this floor that below here, yoink, that one, this one here, we are going to have to increase its capacity a lot. Because currently we only have one line of iron sheets being created, which means that's 270 maximum. And I think it's backed up actually, because I see blinking lights and the belts are full and standing still and everything. So we might be able to have a look-see to see where this is going and what's using it, and I think it's going down actually, and it's being used below for exactly this purpose that we are currently doing. So it's going down here. Haven't actually checked that far. Yeah, it goes over there. It actually doesn't get used at all. No, it just makes a corner. Yeah, so it comes through over there, makes a corner here, and it comes through here, and then a bit is chomped off here, which is just there for storage, and then there's this one here, which is used precisely for this purpose, and that is the only purpose there. And then we also have that line of sheets coming in, also feeding this, and then there's more sheets over there going there into the manufacturer and actually being split, and I think that goes into, yeah, it goes into the grinder. Okay, So apart from the ones for the grinder, we could probably remove everything that's creating sheets over there. As soon as we have our sheet production up, actually if we grab that sheet production and add it to our reinforced plate production up top, we can remove that line from underneath here, remove all of this, because obviously we're producing plates up there, and we can remove all of the plate production from over there, which is creating plates for here, and then we might as well just divert it all into the grinder, really. And that would also save us more iron ingots. Does look like we're using a fair amount because we're not stacking them up just yet. Or that might have been a coincidence. I don't know. Doesn't seem to stack. Not fast enough. Yeah. Alright, so that's that, and that's actually a line, that one in there, of the iron sheets is actually a line of 270. So, if we were to get our plate production up there, because we know that this 25 wasn't actually enough to power all of the modular frame production that we wanted. So we need at least 7. And instead of actually adding another line of iron sheet production, it has 270 production as it stands, and we would need 170. So if we add another 3 assemblers, which would be 2.5 constructors worth of screws, let me just think this through. If we add another 3 assemblers, we'd be adding 90 iron sheets requirements. If we add in 4 assemblers, we come to a total of 9 assemblers, and we use 270 iron sheets. And we'd have the requirement of another 5 constructors for screws. Off the top of my head. Well, actually like 4.8. So that makes it 5. We'd have a bit spare. Huh. We could do that, or we could just add another whole production line up top. Complete 6 constructors for screws, complete 5 constructors, assemblers for plates, and just turn off 1 assembler. It's probably easier until we upgrade everything to Mark IV belts. Or we should do that now. At least for this production line. Huh, there's an idea. Because we do have encased industrial beams. Actually, we have enough encased industrial beams to probably do at least the 1. And everything is now neatly up until that point, because we have the miners at the back there, and everything is neatly going with these belts along there. Then we have neatly placed smelter arrays in there, and then we have neatly placed constructing arrays over there. Then we'd have a whole construction factory over there. Wouldn't actually be a bad idea to upgrade that one to tier 4. Which is also another consideration, because then we'd have 480. Then we start again, because then we have 480 iron ore. Then we need to smelt 480 iron ore, because currently we're doing 270. Oh god, that's a headache, isn't it? Because currently our smelter area can't actually handle 480, so we'd have to expand that. And what's 480 minus 270? That's like 410, 210. 210 divided by 30 is, that's another 7 smelters, which is just an odd number. If you're lining everything up, divisible by 3. Actually, it isn't. Not when it is divisible by 3. It is when it is divisible by 9. Because divisible by 3 would entail that we'd have 15? Actually, no, it would end up being 16. 480 divided by 30 is 16. Alright, enough rambling. Let's create a dual set of smeltering, actually no, dual set of constructors and assemblers. We're going to leave the upgrading to tier 4 for a live stream, I think. That's probably a good thing. Yeah, let's leave that for a live stream. Ideas, man, ideas. I should probably think about these kinds of things, not in stream, but you know, these kinds of ramblings, thought process and everything. I hope you like it. If you do, leave a like. Haha! That was a good hook. I should use that more often. Sorry, I'm still thinking. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to bleep through this, and we'll be right back when I've created a second row of that and put a roof over our heads. How's about that? And put in power. Actually, just pretty much ready to do the outside. Yeah? Yeah, let's do that. Right, see you in a bit. Alrighty guys, so here we are. And as you can see, this is that same thing that we're aiming to replace. I've already uncoupled the entry. It is now coming in through here. It's messy as hell. It goes down here and then over there and then through there someplace, blah blah. And it comes up down really through that elevator that's currently not doing a thing yet. And yeah, so obviously haven't tested anything yet, so I'm hoping this is all gonna go with less lag and alright the first time around. So obviously we're gonna need these plates, right? They just no longer serve a purpose when it comes. Oh, hang on, this is in the way. There we go, much better. There we go. Yeah. So yoink. There we go. Now we've cut off the supply to the reinforced plates down there, and voila, we've hooked them up to here. Well, sort of. Now we have. Now all of this is in. So now we have that. What I'm actually hearing. Sounds like production. Oh, right, the sound travels through from below. Okay. And then on this side, we just need to hook up that one. And that is going to give us a whole lot of... Whoops. A whole lot of whoops. Yeah. Alright. That's now hooked up, so this is going to give us screws. And what I've done here is, well, we've got screws coming in from that side, we've got iron plates coming in from that side, and we have our reinforced iron plates leaving via the lower one over there, which hooks up to that storage bin that you saw earlier. And that creates everything, really. Then we can replace everything down there. So here we already have a backup. How's that possible? Because forgot that. Alright, so we have the first plates being created. Very good. So what's happened is we've got 6 in here, and then we've got these 3 here, which are combined through there. You can just see it into that splitter, which splits it into that one, and half of that goes into there, because the middle one is shared with the other side, which does exactly the same. Those 3 are combined into the middle one there, which lines up perfectly with the with this input there. It gets split into there and half into there for merging, and that in the end comes out all the way over here as reinforced plates. And we do the exact same thing over there. Now I am spotting a bug. There we go. Fixing it. Now we do have a bit of overcapacity when it comes to handling iron sheets, because all of these assemblers combined managed to take on a cool 300 iron sheets, and we can handle at most on one of these belts 270. So that's a bit of a pickle, and we've got a little visual glitch there, but that's fine. So this should now, in theory, have everything be processed. Yes, along there, and it should come out here, goes along there, along the top there, and go down there. I'm expecting, oh right, to see little elevators go down. And we do. So let's follow them. And we should be able to follow them all the way here. Whoops. Glitched over that one. Can I jump back up? No. Oh, but we do see them come in here. Good. So now what we've done is we've just simply not modified anything after this little storage container where the production of this row is going. We've simply left that as it is. So this bucket is now being filled by our new floor up there in the factory, and what that means is that we can do something like this. And that feels really good. Ha! Bye bye. We don't need it anymore. It's now superfluous. It's obsolete. It is ancient tech, as they say. And that removed a floor tile, so let's put that back before we fall through again. How many? We do have a bit much now. Oof. We don't actually need screws ever in our inventory. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Having a few hundred of this is fine. Having 1,000 is not. Yeah, so we can get rid of that and that and that and that. That one. That one. Hang on, let's not delete that on just yet, because it's providing coupon points. Actually, who am I kidding? It all has to go. All of this weird, fanciful stuff. I don't even know how I concocted all of this. It's ancient, it's gotta go. It is no longer needed nor welcome. Feels really good selecting all of this for deletion. Felt like I selected something else because I misclicked, but might be lucky there. Feels good, man. Yeah. Alright, I'll continue deleting things for a bit. And pretty much all of that is going to be deleted as well, because all of that was used specifically for this purpose. And, well, this purpose has now disappeared, so yeah. Let's say, I think we've got that and that. Let's keep that one. Sounds about right. Alright, I'll delete some more after the episode. Which reminds me, if you like what you're seeing, do subscribe. That'd be very much appreciated. And one more thing to check before I call this episode is, what do we get? Alternate blueprints, pure iron ingot. I've heard about that. That gives way more, doesn't it? Analysis for hard drive is complete. Iron. Alright, so the iron alloy ingot combines. So this one combines copper with iron ore, but this one is pretty good. Apart from the fact that it's going to require a refinery because it takes fluid. But it turns 7 iron into 13 using water, which is pretty good. However, my math might be off, but it's going to be way more expensive power-wise. I mean, one of those refineries takes 50 megawatts. One of the smelters takes 4. So we'll need way more power to support that. And you know what we just did? We created reinforced iron plates, and reinforced iron plates are made using iron sheets and screws. And look what we got. I'm gonna take this and also immediately update what we just created to fit that recipe. So let's chuck in a new hard drive, and no, not that one. No. Pressing all the wrong buttons. Can I just dump one here? I wonder how much work this would be. Come on. We've been creating all of this space. There must be some... Oh, yes. Some position where we can dump it without running all the way back up to the top. Yeah. That one. Alright. So this is going to take 90 iron plates per minute and 250 screws per minute, and that creates 15. Isn't then the current recipe more efficient? Because this outputs more per assembler, but this one would take 5 constructors making screws and 3 constructors, so we'd need 8 supporting constructors per one assembler to handle this recipe. Whereas currently it's 1.5 constructor and 1 1/3. Am I saying this right? Like 1 1/3 less. 1 1/5 constructor for screws. Yeah, we're gonna keep the current one. All right, guys, I'm gonna call the episode here. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe if I have not mentioned it before or you have not done it before. It's very much appreciated. Next episode we'll see what that hard drive gave us. Maybe I'll look at it in the meantime, as I have how many more to do? It's nothing there. 9 more, which is another hour and a half of analysis, plus that one we just chucked in, which is probably going for another 5 minutes ish. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching, and bye bye. Hope to have you watching the next one.